And Huntsville turns for home, and down by the seaside, tips to the outside. Huntsville is digging in, bracing for the challenge. Down by the seaside, trying to surge by, is up to his wheel on the outside. Tetrick going to work on Huntsville, trying to surge down by the seaside. Huntsville is fighting him off, down by the seaside. Second best, it's Huntsville to win the Breeders' Crown. Down by the seaside, second. Me So Fast third, maybe Normandy Beach from Boogie Shuffle for fourth. 1:49.1, a fifth off the world record. And they come to the top of the stretch. Major and Art digging in on the inside. Captain Sir is there. If I Can Dream locked in behind the leader looking for room. Art Colony on the outside. Well Said getting up on the far outside. Art Colony coming. Major and Art toward the inside. Well Said and Pierce on the outside. Art Colony. Well Said is getting up. It's Well Said up in time to win the Breeders' Crown. Art Colony second. Dial or No Dial third. 1:51.
Fallout in front. Lou Print carving out a two-hole ride. Onto the far turn they go. Captain Optimistic attacks first over. Tracking him is Swingtown into second over position. Prince Hal Hanover stride with him in fifth. Sipping on Sea Rock to the outside sixth. Makes Sense is seventh on the outside. Then it's Pepe's Pistol and Banderas and Railroad Station. They're at three quarters. And it's Fallout under attack. Fallout in 1, 22 and 3, 27 and 1 into the stretch of the Breeders' Crown. And it's Fallout. Lou Print has dead aim on the outside and pours it on. Captain Optimistic needs to do more. Sipping on Sea Rock, zips through on the inside. Fallout digging in. Lou Print trying to get to him and doing that. It's Lou Print. Lou Print tight there with Sipping on Sea Rock and Fallout. And Captain Optimistic, photo for win, 1:49.1.
So Racing Hill is first over, and Control the Moment grabs his cover on the outside from in third. As they're up after betting line to three quarters, Racing Hill gets a first crack at him. Control the Moment, the plugs are pulled. He's ready to make a three-wide bid from in third, three quarters. 1:22 and 2, and they spin home. Still there with the lead is betting line. Racing Hill on the outside coming to him. Control the Moment tips wide for the drive, and Waples hits his accelerator as they come to the 7/8 pole. Betting line at the inside, dead game. Racing Hill in the center, far outside. Control the Moment, and from way back it's Boston Red Rocks on the far outside over the Green Monster. Here's Boston Red Rocks closing up to get it all. It's Boston Red Rocks with an amazing come from behind score in upset fashion as he stops the clock in 1:51 and 3.
Into the top of the stretch drive, the two-year-old Payson Colts and Geldings in the Cadillac Breeders' Crown. And it's all Jenna's Beach Boy. Jenna's Beach Boy stand alone is second in futile pursuit. This one is all over. Jenna's Beach Boy romping. Look at the clock, 1:51 and 4. Track and Canadian record, standalone second. Don't Get in My Way was third.
Perfect Sting, the streakers of the line. Southwind Gendry, JK going west, and a fast closing is Summa Cum Laude to the wire. Tied of the line may have been Perfect Sting, but it's too close. 1:50 and 2 in the Breeders' Crown final. Photo for win.
Three quarters, 1:23, the world record very much within reach. And Artsplace is on top now by 4 lengths as Die Laughing fades to the field. Racing second, Tudor Scooter. And Artsplace is a bull in the stretch. They turn for home. Tudor Scooter a distant second. On the outside, Storm and Jesse third. An incredible performance after carving a front quarter at 26 and 2, a half in 53 and 2. Artsplace wins in 1:51, 1/5. There is the world record. There is the fastest two-year-old pacer in the history of the sport, the fastest two-year-old ever, and he does it on a 5/8.
It is Sweet Lou in front, the one to knock off now strides away from Sing For Me George on the inside. Heading past three quarters, forced three wide is a rock and roll dance, and he has work to do. Three quarters a dazzling 1:21 and 4. And look at Sweet Lou go. Sweet Lou has opened it up by 5, now 6, now 7, and he is putting on a show. A distant second, a rock and roll dance. Then Hurricane King Cole. Sweet Lou, how sweet it is! Sweet Lou romps over a rock and roll dance, and Hurricane King Cole and Speed Again, 1:49 world record performance.
Tall Dark Stranger brings it into the stretch. Poppy Rob Handover on the outside going to work now. In behind them from in third is Cattle Wash. Cut loose late comes Mayhem Hanover there in deep stretch. Tall Dark Stranger fights on at the rail. On the outside, Poppy Rob Handover. Poppy Rob Handover, Tall Dark Stranger. A wild finish. Poppy Rob Handover on the outside wins the Breeders' Crown. It was Poppy Rob Handover with a final stride knockout punch in 151.
There you see the current odds with Nihilator along with the stablemates there as the entry favorites. And, of course, Dragon's Lair coming in as a close second as they get ready for the running here tonight. Nihilator, once again, with Bill O'Donnell on the bike. Bill trying to go over $8 million and winning. Let's go quickly to trackside. Here's Kenny Rice. Kenny?
Thank you very much, Sam. With me is Del Miller, Hall of Famer. And, Del, how do you see this one setting up now?
Well, Ken, I got to think that Nihilator is a great horse, but he's going to get a great race from Dragon's Lair.
What kind of time do you think we can look for?
Well, I think they'll go right back where it went before, because unless somebody gets to the front and slows it down, but there's a 3-horse entry, and that's a little hard to race again.
Thank you very much, Delvin Miller. Now let's go up to Roger for the call of the race.
Pacers are in behind the gate from the rail out. Nihilator, Pershing Square, Dragon's Lair, Broadway Express, Marauder, Whitson's Wizard, Warm Castle, Flight of Fire on the outside. 8 of the finest 2-year-old pacing colts in all of harness racing. They're up and pacing. Dragon's Lair going for the lead with Pershing Square. Down along the rail, Nihilator racing third. Tucking in fourth, Broadway Express. Marauder fifth. As they race around the turn, racing sixth, Whitson's Wizard. Warm Castle is seventh. Treading the field, Flight of Fire. As they race around the turn, Dragon's Lair up on the outside. Past the quarter and the fastest ever, 26-3. Into the stretch, passing a 10 of the first time. Racing second, Pershing Square. Nihilator third, Broadway Express fourth. Racing fifth, Marauder. Whitson Wizard is sixth. Warm Castle seventh. Flight of Fire trails the field. They're tightened a bunch up, going to the half. Dragon's Lair has the lead. Pershing Square second. Nihilator third. The half. 56-3. Second quarter in 30 seconds flat. Broadway Express racing fourth. Marauder fifth. Warm Castle the short route. At the rail. Down the backside. Dragon's Lair. Here comes Nihilator on the move on the outside. Pershing Square third. Broadway Express fourth. Warm Castle fifth. Marauder sixth. 3 quarters. 1:25-1. 28-3. Dragon's Lair by 2 1/4. Nihilator on the outside. Pershing Square on the outside. Broadway Express less than an 8. It's Dragon's Lair by 2 1/2. Here comes Nihilator and Broadway Express. Dragon's Lair